I was just a kid and my peers were just kids. And then people told me that I was a girl. I grew up around boys, I played sports with boys. I didn't know that I was different, and it turns out I wasn't. So
I had to learn about these issues on my own.
You know, I'd been out for a while, but there are not a whole bunch of trans people in my school community.
I mean, at first I was really nervous, to be honest, just because when you're 15, I didn't know kind of what to expect or how to present myself.
When we think about the realities of, especially trans folks of color, the realities that many of us, especially as Black and brown folks, experience lots of joblessness, houselessness, all these things, and I as Black trans adults, as a real life trans adult, have also experienced those things.
I came to my own awareness of being trans many years ago, but because times were different and there were no resources, I was afraid.
My high school and middle school experience, I was preconditioned to just kind of be nervous, to have anxiety.
Even when people see you in the world as male, for me, you're always kind of policing yourself. You're like, am I acting masculine? Are people perceiving me as masculine?
also in communities of color, gender and sexuality are things that we don't often get to explore.
I was assigned sex male as a child, and I grew up as a man. I was married to a woman for years, and we have 2 grown children, and I'm the father of those children. I sometimes say I'm a father, mother, and I'm proud of them.
There's this lie that happens that, like it's more people, it's newer to be non-binary, it's newer to be all these things, it's newer to be trans. It's not. There's thousands of years of us existing and being amazing and brilliant with or without language to follow it up, right? Like we just have existed despite that, so that even if you do not have a language for how you feel about yourself right now, today, don't worry. The world as it is right now isn't set up to provide you with that. You're going to create it.
So I don't limit myself to how I express masculinity or femininity. I like the things that I like.
I mean, I've been mansplained many times, which is hilarious.
To me, spectrum means a wide range, and I think gender is so applicable to that because nobody experiences gender in the same way. There are as many gender identities as there are people. I honestly think it's true because no one's gonna have the exact same expression or the same feelings about themselves or the same connection with their body.
The phrase that I always like to say is that trans people are their own experts and autistic people are their own experts.
There are places for all of your intersecting identities, and that none of them have to feel separate or conflicting, and that if you can find the right people, you can actually find ways to make all of those identities work together in a way that's more powerful than having any of them separately.
Just prior to my transition, I wasn't really involved within the community. When I came here, I understood what it is to be a family, and there was just nothing. There's no drama, no judgment, because who are we to judge? We're just here to feel loved, and just to feel that we have a place.
Being trans doesn't mean you have to have a tragic narrative, and a lot of times what makes that difference is the parents and the families being there for their kids.
Imagine if you switched bodies with somebody of the opposite gender, you'd still be yourself. Wouldn't it make you happy to be seen as who you are?
We need to defer some sort of semblance of power and awareness to young people who know so much more sometimes than some of us do, right? And that our jobs as adults and as staff people, as parents, as families, all those things, is to accept the possibility of a new world that's directed by them not many, many years in the future, but actually right now in the ways that we choose to work.
Seeing kids who have been through experiences like me but are now happy gives me hope that I can also be that way. And I think I'm getting there. So.